welcome back to the Pawcast. I'm your host, Carrie Gillespie. Thank you so much for being here for another episode. I love bringing this show to you guys. This is episode 3. I can't believe we've already done 3 episodes, and we've done some really great things. We've met some great dogs, and we're going to keep it rolling today because my guest is Kyle Gabrielson from Great Plains SPCA. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So you are a frequent guest on the show on Great Day KC for our pet pick. And you brought a wonderful dog with you today. Why don't we meet her first? You guys, this is Pumpkin. There she goes. Tell us about Pumpkin.
Yeah, Pumpkin is a 10-month-old mixed breed. She came to us from another shelter, which is really interesting. So that shows that we do work with other shelters. And not sure of her history at that shelter, but being 10 months old, maybe she's grown up there.
Yeah.
And so we're happy to have her in our care so we can get her adopted.
Yes, she's beautiful. Pumpkin, come here. She's kind of, what would you say her breed is? She's definitely some kind of terrier.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because she's only 35 pounds, so she's truly a medium dog.
Yeah.
And maybe she'll fill out in the right home, but I think she's done growing height-wise.
Yeah, I think so too. She's super cute, and she's got some. She's got to be part healer or something.
Something, because her coloring is so interesting.
Sure, her coloring is so interesting. We're just letting her, roam the studio, you guys. So she'll pop in and out, of course. But one of the reasons why I love doing this show is because I tell people, I'm like, you have to bring a dog, and they just get to like explore the studio.
It's great for them. It's a good break from the shelter too.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's great socialization for them.
Yes.
And different environments, and it can really showcase how she might be in a home.
Yes, and she's very inquisitive. She was meeting some of my other coworkers before, and she's got her nose to the ground here. Like she's on a, what do they call it, a sniffari?
Yeah, sniffari.
Sniffari.
Yes.
So she's on the sniffari. Hi. Hello, sweet girl. What do you think would be a good home for her?
She's good with other dogs and has no issues with kids or anything like that. So we would call her an all-arounder. So any type of home environment for her.
Wow. That's amazing. So that's good to know. Has she been tested with cats or anything like that?
We don't test for cats in the home. Cats kind of come out on their own.
We don't test for cats, like it's a disease or something.
With cats, for cats. You know, cats kind of work on their own terms.
They do.
Meeting dogs.
They do.
But cats and dogs can get along.
They can. My cat and my dog love each other.
Yeah, mine do too.
You never know. Well, thanks so much for being here, Pumpkin. We might talk about her later in the show, you guys, but she's going to just pop in and out. She's going to explore. She's very inquisitive. As long as she doesn't, rip out any cords, she'll be good to go walking around here. But if the screen goes black, it's because Pumpkin tripped over something. But let's chat more about what you guys are doing at Great Plains, because I chat with you a lot, and I've been to your shelter, and you guys do such a great job getting your dogs out and about. In fact, when I came to see you guys, like every person's office had a different dog in it.
We're really proud of that. We're the only shelter in the area that does office dogs. And we do that to kind of acclimate a dog to someone that maybe works from home or just gets them out of the kennel. Any break from the kennel is proven to reduce stress.
Yeah. So we went from office to office, and he was like, oh, this dog's in this office, and this dog's in that office. And you guys don't have a ton of space, but the space of where your shelter is, you do a lot with the space you have.
We do. We're really proud of the space that we do have.
Yeah.
We've got small but mighty, I like to say, outside yards.
Yep.
We have 7 of them, and so the dogs will get individual time out there, or they'll get group time as well.
Yeah.
And when it's summertime, we get the pools, the sprinklers, the bubble machines. They love that.
Oh my gosh, I love a bubble machine too. And I know you guys have staff that works with training and things like that. And when dogs maybe need a little bit more attention in that area, younger, whether they're coming from a different situation. But tell us some about your training staff and how they evaluate a dog.
We've got several animal behaviorists on staff, some that specialize in dogs and some in cats specifically. But all of our pets that come in the door are tested behaviorally, which is really cool. And so that's to see if they're good with other dogs, if they're good with children, and what type of home environment would be best for them.
That a girl, she's breaking it in.
Yep, there she goes.
That happens. That happens.
That's real.
Good thing we've got our studio guest here, Blake. Blake's like, I'm not doing that.
Right?
There you go. That a girl. Drag it all around. We love it. You guys, this is the good stuff. Go girl. Yeah, just a good girl. Just a good girl. You've got your Snoopy bandana here. We love it.
But what we also do with our training classes, our training program, is we offer classes. So we offer behavior classes for anyone, not just people that adopt from us.
No way.
So we do like 6-week obedience classes. We'll do in-home consultations.
No way.
We'll do phone consultations with anyone, not just people that have adopted from us.
Yeah.
Because our ultimate goal is to keep pets in a good home.
I love that. I love that so much. That is important. And I did not know that about you guys, but you guys are doing a lot. I know you have recently relaunched some of your Feral Fix stuff, which I love the Feral Fix stuff. Can you tell us some about that? I know you have one coming up.
Yeah, so we we just launched Neuter Your Ex, which is kind of a fun little fundraiser for Valentine's Day. And that's a $25 donation, and we will name one of our community cats after your ex, and then they get neutered, which I just learned is gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
So you can say spay or neuter or just neuter. It covers both bases.
Yes, I love stuff like that. I've also heard them like putting in your ex's name in the bottom of like a litter box or something.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's for a good cause. Again, like you said, $5, like that's like a coffee. That's not even a coffee these days. So
it's a good fundraiser, and it just spreads, you know, the work that we do in the community.
Yeah, and it's petty, and I love that. I love that about it. So you should give them your $5, and they'll neuter your ex for you. It'll be a great time. Anything else you guys have coming up in the future? Fundraising? I know you do a lot of fundraising things, and you kind of work in that part of it. Anything you want to tell us about?
You know, we are launching Puppy Grams,
yes.
which is puppy delivery to home, to work. We do a lot of those, especially around Valentine's Day. We're starting that on February 8th, and it runs through February 15th.
Yeah.
That fundraiser has brought in over $10,000 already.
Okay, so how does someone, if someone wants a puppy gram, what do? They there's a price, obviously, it all goes to a great cause, but then you guys bring a puppy by?
They would book online.
Okay.
It's 30 minutes or 60 minutes, and then we bring puppies. We have a litter of 9, but we're not bringing 9. We're probably doing 3 or 4 at a time. That's a lot to manage.
That's a lot of puppies in one spot. I know you guys have done that in the past, and it's really sweet. I know sometimes people will get them for like their staff at work and surprise their staff.
It's the best morale booster for people at
work.
The
best morale booster. I can totally agree with that. Okay, so one of the other things I want to chat with you about today, I thought you'd be a good guest for this, is talking about some myths about shelter dogs, because we've chatted about this off air, that there's a lot of myths about dogs that come into the shelter system. And so we're going to go through a couple myths that we hear about a lot in the work that we do, and we're going to bust some and talk about why they're wrong. So this is myth number 1. Shelter dogs are there because something is wrong with them.
False.
False. Can you tell us about some of the reasons why animals have come to you guys that has nothing to do with something being wrong with them?
Oh my goodness, I've heard a lot in 3 years, and we're not there to judge people. We're truly there for the pets. Pets get brought in because of someone moving, because of a pregnancy. We sometimes see people surrendering due to domestic abuse. We've also had pets returned for just having an accident in the home.
Yes. So,
unfortunately. So we see a lot of crazy things at the shelter, but we also see a lot of really happy moments.
Yeah, and I know something I've seen recently, for some reason this keeps coming up on my Facebook page, someone had a pet, a loving pet, a pet that they loved, and that person passed away. And the family can no longer care for the pet, so the pet has to go into a shelter system, and that is hard to see, but that happens sometimes. Their loving owner, whether they get in an accident or they have an elderly owner, and this dog's been loved in a home their whole life.
That happens too, and it's really interesting. We work really hard. If we get a group of pets, so 2 dogs, 2 cats that come in together, we will adopt them out together.
I love it.
And it's a great thing for them.
Yeah. There's so many things, there's so many reasons why a dog might be in a shelter or a cat might be in a shelter. So I would say, don't get me wrong, there are dogs that come into the shelter system that have behavioral hurdles that we need to overcome. And that's why you have a behavior team.
That's right.
And that's why you go through that to assess them in a specific way. But I would say the majority of the dogs in the shelter system are just there by no fault of their own.
Exactly, and they're just waiting for their forever home.
Yeah, and I have to say, my dog, Doogie, I know you have 3 pit bulls?
I do.
Yes. I'm a pit bull girl too. I have a pit bull named Doogie. He's the best dog I've ever had. I've had dogs my whole life. He's the best dog I've ever had, and he's some mutt that someone just dropped off at the shelter.
That's how I got to, you know what, I'll tell you 2 of mine. One of them came from a meth lab.
Oh, great.
One was found in a trash bag, and one I adopted from Great Plains.
And I bet they're fabulous dogs.
They're fabulous. They all get along, and it's a great time.
Seriously. It's proof that just because someone chose to treat you or the animal badly, it has no say over, your worth. So
pets are very forgiving.
They're so forgiving, and there's so many good pets waiting in shelters. The other thing I want to mention too real quick is we're seeing more and more people who are facing financial hardship, and they're having to give up their dogs because of that, or breed restrictions. There's lots of breed restrictions, and people are forced to pay more, or like we have pit bulls. Pit bulls aren't allowed every place. And so people, unfortunately, are having to rehome their pets for that reason too. So just keep all of this in mind. There's so many good pets in shelters. Okay.
And if you want to end breed-specific legislation.
Yes, BSL.
BSL, talk to your city leadership.
Yes, I agree with you. BSL, breed-specific legislation. So that would be cities that don't allow animals within their city limits. So I think Independence just repealed.
Independence just did, and then Great Plains SPCA was the driving force behind Overland Park repealing theirs. Now there is still, Leawood, Kansas is still breed-specific legislation.
Yes.
They still have that in place. And then, of course, different apartment complexes and
just
stuff
won't allow.
Can have their own restrictions. And so we can't control that.
No.
But if you're passionate about pet ownership, it's really important to speak to your city officials.
Do you want to come up and join?
I know you want to. She liked being in the car, but she did not get in on her own.
Come here. Come here. Okay, you can stay there. Look at her. She's like, okay, Mr. Kyle. She does have like a puppy little body.
She's so soft.
She does. Oh, she is so soft. I want to just,
stay right here.
Before we move on to our next myth, I want to tell people breed-specific legislation. For example, here's an example. Thank you for the kisses. If you live in Leawood right now, it's against the Leawood laws for you to own a pit bull. So that's what that means when it's breed-specific legislation. That means a certain breed isn't even allowed to exist in that city.
Right.
Oh, you like licking my microphone? So if that was a little confusing, that's what that means. And Leawood is the only one I think in our Kansas City metro that is still has the BSL.
So, but you're right. Independence just repealed theirs. And
Yes.
Overland Park repealed theirs, I think, in 2021.
Yes, which is amazing. We love to see that. Okay, let's move on to myth number 2. You can't find puppies or purebred dogs in shelters.
Well, Pumpkin is a puppy.
Pumpkin is a puppy.
Less than a year old. We just had a litter of 9 like mini husky doodle come in.
You guys just had like a doodle come in.
Oh my goodness. We get purebred all types of dogs, and they come from a variety of situations.
Yeah.
Owner surrenders. We work with a lot of other shelters, like I mentioned. That's how we got Pumpkin. We also work with breeder releases, so pets that have been bred their whole life, and so we get the adults, and we also get the puppies as well. It's very common.
Yeah, so that's a myth we see. I hear a lot. People are like, I want XYZ dog, or my dream dog is a corgi. Someday I want a corgi, but I will only adopt.
Sure.
So but I see them pop up at KCPP and other places. So I think one thing is, if you want a specific dog, just keep your feelers out. Follow you guys.
You can follow us. There's also, we have Find a Pet Alert on our website.
Oh, nice.
So just for Great Plains, if you're interested in just Great Plains, you can set an alert to get an email every time we get a male corgi that's 1-year-old.
Stop
and we'll
it.
email you when they come in.
That's amazing.
And that's just for us, but there are websites like Pet Finder where you can set your geographic location and do the same thing, and you'll get notified when
so
they
you
come
can
in.
really keep an eye out for that dog. If you really do want a specific dog, and I understand that people have a specific dog that they like, or that their temperament just tends to match them. So I totally understand that. Now, in terms of puppies too, I want to go back to puppies a little bit, because puppies are all over shelters. So people are like, I don't want an old dog, or I don't want an adult dog. Like, you don't need to. There's puppies everywhere.
There are puppies everywhere, but with puppies come accidents, they come training, and some people want that. But if you're really looking for someone that is home ready, 7 months, 10 months, that's a great age.
Yeah.
She can still, learn your lifestyle and grow with you guys.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And there's puppies from different ages too. Sometimes we'll get, I'll see dogs come into shelters where the mom is pregnant. So the mom gives birth at the shelter, or in foster, but in the care of a shelter. So, I mean, you can get an 8-week-old puppy at a shelter.
Absolutely. That's a majority of our puppies are 8 weeks old.
Yes.
That's when they're able to be neutered.
Yes.
And then adopted out.
Yeah, so that's just do a little working. The other thing I would say is there are a lot of purebred specific rescues. So we work with MOGS, Missouri German Shepherd Rescue. So people are like, I really want a German Shepherd. First of all, there are tons of German Shepherds that come in. Oh, you licking my belly? Tons of German Shepherds that come into the shelter. But there's breed specific rescues. I was a Shar-Pei girl for so long. There's a Chinese Shar-Pei rescue where you can rescue purebreds. There's a Basset Hound rescue. Like whatever breed. Greyhound. Whatever breed you are wanting, you can go to a rescue and get a purebred of that kind. So keep that in mind as well. it might take a little bit more looking, but it sounds like you guys have that really great tool on your website.
We do, yeah. We're really proud of the Find a Pet alert.
Yeah, they're making it so easy, you guys. Okay, myth number 3, shelter dogs are dangerous.
No.
No, no. I think what we got to touch on here with this one, Kyle, is that a lot of times people will see a dog in a kennel at a shelter and they're barking or they're making noise. And I think it's important that we differentiate what a dog is like in their kennel versus what they're like IRL. And a lot of times that's very different.
It's totally different. What you're referencing there is called barrier reactivity.
Yes.
And so you've got someone that's looking down in the kennel at you and it scares the dog.
Of course.
Oftentimes those walls are made of glass,
Yes.
and so sometimes the dog can see themselves or they can't fully see you, and there's lots of sounds going on, so that's scary. But as soon as you get them out of the kennel, totally normal.
Yes, yes, that happens more times than not. The shelter is also, I would say that dogs out of the shelter, a lot of times there's stress habits that they have that once they're out of the shelter, they don't do that. I'll give you an example. I fostered a wonderful dog from Missouri Pit Bull Rescue named Paco. I fostered him for 6 months. At the shelter, he would pee on the couch and then he would like tear the pillows up. And so I was a little nervous when they matched me with him. I'm like, what am I gonna do? He got to my house and did neither of those things. And I had him for 6 months.
It's a stress thing.
It was a stress thing. So as soon as he was out of the shelter, he was the perfect boy and he never had that problem. So just keep that in mind, that shelter habits are not, a lot of times what they're like in the shelter isn't what they're gonna be like in a home.
Correct. And I always say that pets, dogs and cats as well, release stress hormones.
Yes.
And so that's why they're nervous in a shelter. It's like when you take your pet to the vet
Yes.
and they get all weird. It's the exact same thing. Those
Yeah.
pheromones that come out of them. And that's why sometimes behavior in the shelter is totally different than in a home.
Yes, a lot of times it is.
Because
look at
her.
cute. She's pretty chill for a puppy.
She's awesome.
She's
very chill.
I'm pretty impressed.
She's so soft. And
She's so
I mean, she's
soft.
truly a medium-sized dog.
How long have you guys had her, remind me?
We got her transferred in a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and then before that, I'm not sure how long she was at the other shelter.
Oh, you guys.
But this just goes to show how quickly a dog can acclimate to a new environment. We always say the rule of 3.
3.
3, 3, 3.
Yeah. So 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. Do you want to dive into that? Well, we have some time.
So we just, you have to be patient. We've seen
Yeah.
people's tolerance for behaviors just go way down.
No, less than 24 hours. They're like, I'm going to return this dog. It's like, you don't even know each other.
Yeah, so it's at least 3 months. I'll work backwards. 3 months is when they should be totally acclimated to you, your pets, and your lifestyle, and be totally comfortable. 3 weeks would be finally like not stressed out.
Yeah.
And then 3 days.
Yeah.
Just to get that initial shelter stress
The
out.
initial shock of like being in a new place. Yeah, so give them that time. It takes time. It would be like if someone plucked you out of your life and put you somewhere completely new where you didn't know anyone, you didn't know what room you were sleeping in, what your house was, and was like, okay, now be completely 100% normal yourself.
That's a great way to put it.
And you'd be like, no, I'm a little nervous. Like I'm in, I don't know where I am.
And another thing too is the food.
Yes.
When people will just switch foods immediately when they adopt, and that's very bad.
Yeah.
It causes a lot of GI stress. So we
Yeah.
actually send everyone home with a bag of Hill's food.
Yeah.
Because that's what we feed in shelter, and
Yeah.
that's the #1 kind of stress you can prevent in a new home.
Yes.
Is the GI upset.
Keep all their stuff the same if you can. Yeah.
Because like you said, they're getting all new home, new humans, new pets, potentially
routine,
new
yeah.
routine. It's a lot of change. So we try to keep the food the same. We'll send them home with their bedding and toys and stuff that they like too.
Yeah.
Because we really want it to be a smooth process.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's go on to myth number 4. You don't know what you're getting with a shelter dog. And I would say that this can be true, but I would say that you don't know what you're getting with any dog.
That's true. You know, we do a good job assessing behaviorally how they'll do, and
Yeah.
we get as many notes as we possibly can, especially if they've lived in a foster home or
Yeah.
if they came in from another shelter. And we're fully transparent with people because
Yeah.
we want it to be a good fit for their
Yeah.
home situation.
Yeah, I totally agree. Any animal is, you never know, because they can't speak to us. So any animal, you have to like be in touch with their cues and what they're giving you. So I don't think that's unique to shelter pets. In fact, I think sometimes you know more with shelter pets, as your point, if they've been in a foster home or if they've been at the shelter for a while, the shelter staff knows this animal. Like, so they know their cues, they know what to tell you. So I honestly think that I mean, the best situation is getting a dog that's been fostered. Like, that person can tell you exactly what that dog's like.
And what's really cool about fostering is that at Great Plains specifically, you can go into the foster's home and meet. So it's you can just see how they're doing in the home.
It's incredible.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's so nice.
You probably had a lot of notes on your foster.
I
after
did.
6 months.
After 6 months, I had a lot of notes, but I knew him like the back of my hand. So yeah, fostering is so valuable, and to have them in a house, it really sets them up to be adopted by the perfect person for them. So yeah, that's a really big gift. So any animal is unpredictable, and you never know what you're getting.
I do want to say though, fostering is not a 6-month commitment. It can be a couple weeks, it can be a couple days. You know, like I said, any time out of the shelter is a great time for the dog.
In fact, you know what, Kyle? I used to do like weekend fosters.
Yeah,
I would just take a dog for the weekend.
And you know, a lot of people will come to our shelter and want to volunteer and do a furlough or a field trip, and so they'll just take them to Starbucks for a pup cup.
It's amazing.
That hour out of the shelter, it's great for them. Yeah,
that's a good point to make. So any time that you have to give for fostering is needed. You don't have to do 6 months like me. I committed to Paco, and so I was going to stick with him until he got adopted. But to Kyle's point, even if it's just a little bit of time, she is so
couple weeks. You know,
couple
if we get a dog that's got really a bad skin infection, we just need to be monitored. Pets that are nursing or just don't do well in the shelter.
I know. Okay, myth number 5: shelter dogs are harder to train. No, I would not say so either. No. I think it's hard to put a label on like, oh, this dog's going to be hard to train. I do think there are some breeds that are more trainable. But I don't think being in a shelter or a shelter dog, makes them harder in one way or another. In a lot of ways, it might make them easier because they've been in more situations.
They're with our volunteers and staff all the time, and so we're teaching them to sit, we're teaching them to go potty outside, we're teaching them all these skills that they'll need in a home.
Yes, and they're getting it from different people. My dog who passed, he only listened to me, so I could tell him to sit and he'd sit, but if someone else came up to him and was like, sit, he's like, you're not the boss of me. But the shelter dogs, you guys are all doing these things with them.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, like you mentioned in our offices, we work with these dogs all the time, so they're really smart.
And a lot of shelters are doing basic sit, they're teaching them to potty, things like that. So it's not a guarantee that like the dog you get from the shelter is going to have all those mastered, but a lot of shelters, like, they are teaching them basic sit. Some of them shake, stay, lay down, stuff like that. Oh, you're so tired. You're so tired. So I would actually say that would be incorrect. And much like you guys said, you guys offer a lot of training stuff.
We do. We do a lot of behavior classes for people, and we'll do in-home consultations, anything to keep the pet in the home, whether or not they were even adopted from us.
Yeah, that's amazing. So definitely that one's false there. Myth number 7, adopting means dealing with medical or behavioral issues.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, yeah.
No. Of course, like I said, we're very transparent. If we do have a pet that has a medical condition, you'll sit down with our vet staff, and we'll tell you everything that you need to have a successful pet in the home.
Yeah.
And that includes special food,
yeah.
Any medications that they're taking, even surgery recovery. If they've lost a leg or an eye, we'll make sure that it's a successful recovery in the home.
I always tell people too, if you're getting a dog from somewhere or whatever, like, you're going to have to pay for their spay and neuter, because that's the number one thing you need to do as a pet owner. Their vaccines, all that stuff. If you adopt, that's all taken care of.
It is.
You guys do all that.
We've done the math, and our average cost of care that we put into each pet is about $1,500.
Oh my gosh.
And the average adoption fee is $150.
It's crazy.
And so that's really a bridge and a funding gap, but you're right, it covers spay, neuter, all their vaccines, their time while they're at the shelter, and just to be made medically available.
Yeah, and to your point before, if they've been at the shelter for a little bit, that means that if, like, say they do have a sensitive tummy, the staff has probably already found that out and have a recommendation for you, where otherwise you're finding this all out on your own.
Yes, that's right.
But the shelter can, their time there, they make the most of it, and they can figure those things out. We had a dog at the shelter I was volunteering at, and we learned, after having her a couple weeks, we're like, I don't think she can see. We found out while she was at the shelter that she was vision impaired.
Wow.
But had we adopted her out to just anyone, they would have had to, and we not taken that time with her, they'd have had to figure that out on their own.
My third puppy was adopted and returned because they thought she was blind.
Yeah.
And she does have a vision impairment.
Yes.
And now she's mine.
Oh, I
Exact same thing.
I love it. Yeah, so I think a lot of times they're able to get to the bottom of medical things and set those dogs up for success.
And I want to say too, when you do adopt from us, we actually provide vet care for 2 weeks post-adoption.
Love it.
So if you get them home and they get an ear infection, an upper respiratory, something that they could have maybe gotten while they were with us, we'll take care of that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, myth number 7. This might be the biggest myth of them all, and we've talked about some big ones. Myth number 7, shelter dogs don't bond as strongly.
Oh, that's false.
I think they bond more strongly.
Because they know where they've been.
They know where they've been.
And you're showing them where they're going to be.
Exactly. Yeah. I used to get, before I got into rescue, I got my dogs from breeders always, and I got one in college from a breeder. He was such a stuck-up little turd. Bless his soul, R.I.P. I loved the heck out of that dog, but all he knew was the good life, Kyle. And my rescue dogs, like, they are grateful for every pet. They're grateful for every meal because they know.
It's crazy. My front door, this is a random story, my front door didn't close one day and everyone escaped. All my pets got out, but they came right back.
Of course.
They were like, I don't want to be outside.
I know what's on the other side.
They know what it's like, and they don't forget that.
Yeah, they really don't. They don't forget the kindness that you show them. They don't forget the good life. So I would say that one is probably the most false one. I think that shelter dogs bond even more strong. And that's one of the most beautiful parts about them is that they love like no other. And I know that Pumpkin will love like no other.
Oh, yeah.
Any other myths that you think we missed? Those were the biggest ones that we came up with, but there's tons. That's just touching the surface, y'all.
Yeah, those were really good. The purebred one is
important.
One I hear a ton because we get all types of dogs. We help about 7,000 pets a year, and out of those 7,000, the one you want is there.
The one you want is there. And if you still aren't sure what pet you want, you guys, I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it till I'm blue in the face. Fostering is a really great way to try a dog on for size. If it's a fit, that's great. You get to keep them for happily ever after. And if you're still waiting, looking for a better fit, then you get to help another dog find their forever home. It's the best.
It is. It really is. It's very commendable fostering. I cannot do it.
Yes, you have a full house.
A full house. But if you're able to open your home up for any amount of time, it's truly life-saving.
It's truly the best. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks
Anything else we should go over before I let you go?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. If you've never been to an animal shelter, I would encourage you just to come by and meet the staff, meet the pets, and try to get involved in any way. And if you're not able to open your home up to a pet, there's always ways of volunteering, sharing the social media posts that you see. It's a great way to get involved.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. Kyle, it's been great to chat with you.
Thank you.
Pumpkin needs a home, y'all. Let's get her into a home. Let's get her adopted. She's been really sweet. She's been our guest this entire time, and she's done a great job. I think she's losing steam, though. I think she's like, Kyle, we need a pup cup. We need to get out of here.
She's ready for a nap.
She is. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Pawcast. We will see you again very soon. Until next time, adopt, don't shop.